treacherous. Treacherous and dangerous. That's what this land is. But I'm here to show the Night Elves that it's a little safer with the help of good old engineering and a dash of magic. See, swearing off magic completely won't help the Night Elves. They need it. The world needs it. And with engineering and alchemy to boot, you can't go wrong. The possibilities are endless. You see, I'm a member of the Enlightened Assembly of Arcanology, Alchemy, and Engineering Sciences, and it's my goal, nay, my duty, to show the Night Elves that a blend of magic, mixtures, and mechanisms can help save their forests. But it's a hard-fought war, and the goblins reproduce like rabbits, it seems. I haven't even had time to build my newest inventions. I need some time to plan and organize, but to do that, I need your help keeping the goblins at bay in Windshear Crag to the east. So, we're going to be killing some Venture Company loggers, Venture Company deforesters, and we're going to return to Rustfizzle and Stonetalon to turn that in.
Alrighty then.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of World of Warcraft Classic. Robert Rambles here, and as always, thank you so much for joining me today. We also have the Pride Wings of Stonetalon, which I've been able to kill quite a few of these, and the drop rate seems low. So we are tracking that as well. And we should actually be looking in Stonetalon now. That's what we need to track. And we might come across these blueprints. And these turned in somewhere. It could have been somewhere up here. But it was a gnome, or a goblin, sorry, in a hut. But let's set out to the east. I believe we can probably just go down here maybe. For the loggers and the deforesters. Today's episode might come included with bad music being played in the background by my incredibly inconsiderate upstairs neighbors. I live in a quad apartment, which is a nice little place downtown Kansas City, Missouri. But I have very inconsiderate neighbors above me that feel like they should be able to make any and all noise at any and all times of day that they want, without consideration to the fact that we have zero insulation between my ceiling and their floor. So, if you do hear any bad music playing, I apologize on their behalf. You might ask why I don't apply soundproof panels to the ceiling, and the simple answer for that is twofold, in that it's a 12-foot ceiling, and it's stucco. So there would have to be some kind of work on the infrastructure before I could do any kind of soundproofing myself. It's also a rental. One day I'll learn east from west, and it'll save me a lot of problems in life, and in gaming. But here we are, heading actually to the east. And it's bad because I'll think about it several times, and then finally I'll realize, you know, you're going west, not east. Those are the times you guys can, like, yell at me. And then, like, rage unsubscribe. Still quite a bit of spiders over here. But we know that they're deforesting up here in this area, so let's keep going. That would have been a smart thing for me to think about before I ran off to the west. Deforester, so they're just going to be gnolls, goblins, humanoids. And the good thing is there are a few levels below us. The bad thing is apparently these guys cast some kind of firebolt. Yep, they just cast fire. They're all gonna cast fire, which is interesting and kind of makes sense. You'd think if you were recruiting people to deforest an area, them having a skill with fire would be valuable to you. And this is just a kill quest. I don't see... Let's see, who are you? Oh, you are an orc warrior. You're not gonna help me. If we see any other alliance bros, we could group up, but right now I'm feeling outnumbered by the Horde, and I'm kind of thankful that I didn't go with a PvP server. Because then we'd probably be getting corpse camped in a couple minutes. Which wouldn't be fun for me or you. And here's a logger. One thing I feel like the need to mention on the same rant about my inconsiderate neighbors is that his profession is comedic juggler. That's an actual profession that somebody can have and profit off of. And so when I think of what's funny about juggling, what's really funny to me is like when all the pins drop. And then I have the thought, doesn't that just mean that you're bad at juggling? And isn't that funny? To his credit, I think he does it while riding a unicycle, but... And so when he does shows and whatnot, I have to listen to him trudge up and down and up and down and up and down the stairs carrying all of his gear in. And I think to myself, if I had a profession where I had to lug around hundreds of pounds of gear with me every time I had a gig, I would probably have a house and a garage. But that's just how I roll, you know? I try to consider things like, do people want to hear me bombard up and down stairs at 12:30 a.m.? No? Okay. I won't do that. But we all have our priorities in life. So my excuse for going west instead of east is that it was homeboy's birthday party last night. And it's the after party is carried on into today, so not much sleep was to be had. And that I guess was the whole point about my entire rant about my neighbor, and I apologize for that rant. Just like I apologize for any background noise you may or may not be hearing during the course of this video. I think we could also get shredder blueprints off of these guys. Terrible what the venture company has done here, huh? What were they thinking? Goblin company hiring a gnome. Okay, we read this. Steal the plan. One of their operators. Okay, well I think that does sound like fight something or somebody and maybe they'll have the item kind of thing. One of their shredder operators? Or just one of these operators. Company operator. Maybe we're about to find out. He doesn't have it. But maybe one of them will. If we're lucky, we can get both these done while we're out here. And I guess one of the negative externalities of questing in these areas that are more traditionally Horde leveling areas is that we're not going to see as many Alliance people out here to group with on these kinds of kill quests. Which makes me look in my log, and I know we have to go back to Red Ridge at some point. So we might be doing that after a couple quests here, depending on how interesting they get. Oh look, here's some buddies. I bet they're already all grouped up. Or they're just like trying to travel through. They might not even have these quests yet. They don't seem to be coming from the right direction to have these quests. That's my bad for spam inviting. These guys blend in so well with their environments, like in almost every area it's like that, and it makes me think like that has to be planned in the color palette between the artists when they create the monsters for the zones. We've seen it in Ashenvale and Darkshore with spiders and with cats and things like that, and now all these guys in this brown area are all wearing brown. It's too much of a coincidence, and it makes things really interesting because if you're not paying attention, you will wander. Ooh, look at that. You will wander upon them on accident. Which is not something that I think ever happens with how far V-bars render in modern WoW, current WoW, mainline WoW. BFA. I see one of these things up here. Maybe we should kill this XT9 saw machine. See if it drops anything we need. Of course he's immune to rend. Look how awesome this looks. Doesn't seem to have too many abilities at least, but it's pretty freaking cool. Hey, there's our level. Heavy blasting powder, we don't need that. But we can go into our talent tree here and see what we can do. Oh, hi, hello, how are you? This is what I mean. That's no good for us. Here, you take a shield bash and chill for a second. Get this out of the way for a moment. Oh, don't run. Sleep. Sleep. Okay. Tactical Mastery, I'd put a point in that keeps, we can keep 10 rage between switching stances. That's only really happening when we do dungeons, which that might have just been a wasted point for right now. I haven't put any points into Fury, I don't know if I plan to. Toughness, we could definitely benefit from. Anticipation, we could benefit from. That adds stun chance to revenge. Last Stand is a good 10-minute cooldown. When activated, this ability temporarily grants you 30% of your maximum hit points for 20 seconds. After the effect expires, the hit points are lost. So not as good as I thought, but still could be a game changer. Over here, I do kind of want to get down to deep wounds. More bleeding. So do I put another point here? Do I just put another point in parry? Or do I start reducing the cost of our heroic strike? I think I start reducing the cost of our heroic strike. We are probably going to need to respec at some point anyway, if we're going to really maximize our build at endgame or later on in game, but for right now we're probably still screwed up, but I feel like it's okay. I feel like it's fine for right now. If you guys have any suggestions on a talent build, I'm really open to suggestions. I'm planning to sword and board basically the entire way. I like the shield and sword warrior fantasy style. I like having the additional actual protection against physical attacks. So I'm probably not gonna go two-handed or anything like that. So any talent suggestions that kind of fit with how we're playing, I'd be down with. I wonder if the venture company is a equal opportunity employer in the sense that they pay everyone the same wage, or if they discriminate amongst gnolls and humans and goblins based on what they're willing to work for. The economics of Azeroth, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to pull two. Is it too late? No, it's not. There's a dwarf over here. You can see him. See, right there. He's hard to see, but he's there nonetheless. Help if we face the right way too, wouldn't it? He's probably gonna run right at that dwarf. Yeah. Bye-bye. Is that like 2 scrolls we've gotten? Yeah, we got 2 scrolls in like the last 5 minutes. Alright, where is this guy? There he is. Oh, we missed with the shield bash. How sad is that? I was ready for it and everything and we still missed. I guess I should start looking for mainly deforesters. I want this guy. You're Tauren, you can't help me kill that guy. I don't think we should take this guy on alone. If this were BFA, yeah, I'd be all over it. But I feel like here he'd probably womp us. You're a deforester. Didn't miss that time. Are these Dark Iron Dwarfs? That's awesome. I guess they would be. But then again, why? There's humans working for the venture company. Guess they wouldn't have to be Dark Iron, probably just more prone to be. You're a logger. You're a logger. Lots of loggers. And we've gone pretty far afield. We've gone into the northeast direction, I'll point out. What are you? Another logger. Here's a deforester. And they're all like the same, you know, there's not a way to distinctify them till you hover over them. I'll take you first. I know the Scroll of Agility doesn't do much for us, but it's better than nothing. It's better than it sitting in our bags. Eventually I'll just pop the intellect one too to make the space in our bags, you know. I could say that I'll wait and give it to like a mage we group with, but I'll forget. I'll forget by then, or I'll vendor it by then, so. I could just hang on to it and vendor it. It's not a bad idea either. Alright, we need 2 more deforesters. And we'd still like to find some operators, but I don't think we've seen too many. We saw the one for sure. Maybe I've killed a couple more without noticing. I've just been on a rampage. We are in the thick of Logger Central. Let's head back down to the south a little bit. Battered footlocker, but it is locked. Oh god, spiders. I just hate spiders, man. Here's one of those Pride Wing we could pull him over here and see if we can get an item since he's right here. That's a nice 35 crit with the bow. Maybe we should get a better bow or gun. We can get some damage like that on the first hit. Kind of makes up for losing the additional rage we get from charging if we can do some actual damage with the ranged weapon. Yep, there we go. Oh, get out of here. Ugh. In real life, I'm not afraid of spiders because they don't get this big. And if they did, I would arm myself with a sword. Clearly. The Pride Wings are over here, but so are more spiders that we don't need yet, and I'm just kind of waiting for the time that we actually need to kill these spiders, which... Oh, that was a wasted shield bash. Which we might not. I think the Horde has a quest with the spiders and the eggs, but that's not to say that the Alliance does. Oh, hi. Well, look at it this way. At least I need to kill you. At least you didn't aggro me for nothing. Alright, that takes care of that. We didn't see too many controllers. Though maybe we will find them in a follow-up or in a different area. I'm gonna have a quick look around before I go back to turn this in, but I won't subject you guys to that. Well, my quick search for controllers didn't yield anything, so we're gonna go turn this in. And I'm just going to assume we'll have more of an opportunity to be north in that area we were in. And if not, I can go hunt it down eventually. Probably not a huge priority right now. We might be back out over there soon. Let's see what Rust Fizzle has to say. I think I've got a perfect plan. Explosives. No, that's not the plan, but it's part of the plan. See, I've been using high explosives. Don't worry. They're not as dangerous as everyone thinks, to scare the goblins back a bit. I can hurt them pretty good with a few key detonations along the mountain edges, but I've always been low on supplies. Okay. If I can get the proper ingredients, we can create some explosives that will not only allow me to damage Venture Company's operations, but also cause distraction. I know you're impressed, but it gets better. I'll tell you more soon enough. Alright, what do we got here? An old colleague. The device I'm thinking about is my most advanced version to date, but will need a special potion if it's going to work. I'm thinking we might as well get the good stuff since this mission could be your last. And for that, we're going to need some potent explosives. Nitromegalorisirinium. Yeah, you got that right. The only person who can make the NG5 is an old friend of mine, Lomak Gearstrip. Look for him in Tinkertown. You talk him into making us some NG5, I'll get to work on placement for my devices. Oh, he's in Ironforge. I'm not gonna go to Ironforge right now. And this one is Stormwind. Which leaves us with some questions to be answered. Firstly, I need to get this turned in. It goes to Matthias Shaw in Stormwind, so we have to go to Stormwind no matter what.
My, you're a tall one.
This one goes to Stormwind. Now for the remote detonation part of my plan. I haven't explained that part, have I? Okay, so the short of it is this. With a little magic, I can make it so the explosives go off while you're not around. I'm putting together a device that will allow you to push just one button and have the NG5 explode when you're ready. But I need a spell from a friend in Stormwind, Colin Marin. His name is. You can find him in the Mage Quarter. He's a human, so he shouldn't be hard to miss, yeah.
Be seeing you.
Okay, so we'll take that. And we need to get back to Stormwind anyway to turn in Defias Brothers before this one goes gray, so we'll turn in Scroll from Morin and the Defias Brotherhood in Stormwind, and then from Stormwind, I'm thinking if we've gone back to Stormwind, I will probably go back to Redridge, and we can work on some things over in Redridge. And then we might have to head back to Ashenvale. So we might be Ashenvale. We might be zone hopping for a little bit here. So I hope that doesn't bother anybody. We'll still try to tackle the quest one or two at a time to maintain the cohesion of the story to what we're doing. But it looks like we're going to be popping around in some different zones. For a while, there might not be any help for that with how we have our quests spread out right now. But we'll try to get it cleaned up within a couple levels. And hopefully find somewhere that we can be for a while. That would be good. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you did like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more WoW videos, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot. Everybody take care and wish me luck.